Only in silence the word, only in dark the light, only in dying life. Speak to us, God, your life-giving word.
Hi, friends. I'm Mother Sylvia at St. Mark's, and I'm here again with our friend Miss Pauline from church, who is going to read us another Bible story for the 40 days. Now, we just fast forwarded. So we heard the story about Joseph and all of his brothers and how went to Egypt and then eventually his family came to Egypt. Well, now we're going to fast forward almost 400 years, I think, to Egypt and find out what happened next in this great big story of God that we're part of. So take some deep breaths, get nice and comfy, do whatever you need to do to be ready for this story.
Only in silence the word, only in dark the light, only in dying life. Speak to us, God, your life-giving word. Only in silence the word, only in dark the light, only in dying life. Speak to us, God, your life-giving word.
All right. I think we're ready, Miss Pauline. Will you tell us this story?
I will. This is a story of 3 women save baby Moses. It wasn't only Joseph's family who came to live in Egypt during the Great Famine. Many others from Canaan came too. They were welcomed and treated well for a long time. New pharaohs came and went. Then the day came when a Pharaoh who did not remember Joseph came to the throne of Egypt. He looked out and saw all of Jacob's descendants, the great-grandchildren and great-great-grandchildren, and he was afraid. There are so many of them, he said. What if they turn on us? We must protect ourselves against them. So this Pharaoh made slaves of all the Hebrews, the descendants of Jacob, who lived in Egypt. Even as slaves, Jacob's descendants married and had children. Their numbers grew and grew. So the Pharaoh made an evil plan. He ordered the midwives, the women who helped women give birth to their babies in the slave community, to kill every Hebrew boy as soon as he was born. If there are no boys among the slaves, thought the Pharaoh, there will be no soldiers to fight against me. The midwives loved babies, and they worked hard to disobey the Pharaoh. During this time, a certain Hebrew woman, Jochebed, gave birth to a son. She loved her tiny son very much and wanted to protect him from all harm. Jochebed hid the child away for 3 months, but the baby grew and his cries were loud, and she couldn't hide him any longer. Soon someone would hear the baby and discover her secret. So she made a basket, lined it with clay and tar to keep out the water, and put her baby in the basket. She placed the basket among the tall reeds that grew at the edge of the river. Then she sent her daughter, Miriam, to hide nearby and watch over her little brother. Soon the Pharaoh's daughter came down to bathe in the river. She saw the basket in the reeds and looked in. There was a baby inside. Pharaoh's daughter must have known that the baby was from the slaves, but she didn't care. She picked up the crying baby and comforted him. Miriam was watching everything. She was wise and brave. She came out of hiding, and though she must have been very frightened, she did not tell any secrets. She knew the lives of many people depended on her. Pretending to be a stranger who had just happened by, Miriam offered to go and find a slave woman to feed and care for the baby. Pharaoh's daughter agreed, and the little girl went quickly off and soon came back with her mother. Pharaoh's daughter hired Jochebed to care for the baby. She never knew she had hired the baby's mother. So thinking she had found an abandoned baby, Pharaoh's daughter adopted him. She called him Moses, a name which means, I drew him out of the water.
Wow, thank you, Miss Pauline. What an amazing story. The mother and the midwives and the big sister Miriam, and even the Pharaoh's daughter, the princess, had to be so smart and clever and brave. Usually the laws and the rules are there to keep everyone safe, but sometimes, like when there's an evil Pharaoh, there will be a rule or a law that does not keep everyone safe. And then we all have to be so smart and so brave to work together to make sure that everyone is safe and taken care of. That can be tricky. The important thing is that we work together and keep everyone safe in our communities, like those brave, brave women kept baby Moses safe. Talk about that with your family. How do you know when a rule or a law is taking care of everyone, or when a rule or a law is actually hurting some people? That can be such a hard thing to figure out. Definitely a thing you need to talk about with other people who you love and trust, like your parents, like the grown-ups at church, like Miss Pauline, like me and Deacon David and Father Christopher. And we definitely want to talk with you about that if you have questions. So think about it. And when we see you, tell us what you think. We'll see you soon.